Part
no,
two.
that one's over.
Part two. We've all been, every anthem we've ever heard, that was the best two that I could have. We're all for it.
Yeah. Just too bad there's no all time.
I do. I like singing it.
Especially like the NHL playoffs.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Good night. Did you see me?
I did see you. You're getting a good workout.
I am.
Yeah. Oh, gotcha, right. So he's a U.S.-based official. Yeah. Gotcha. Well, no wonder he's so on top of things. Yeah. Yeah, it's not something. He's always sometimes they're told in some class don't talk to you about that. Yeah. He's just trying to get things correct. That's it. Just get things correct.
Hey, if you roll on the turf, it's going to be a heck of a lot easier.
Focused on trying to avoid, any, too much sitting around or lag.
Well, having done so many of these trips for the U19, England, and now this, it's you have to occupy the time. You can't just let them sit around all day, and you want them to do things, but you don't want to wear them out.
Yeah, keep them engaged somehow, at least mentally, but fun, so they don't feel like, it's like a dread.
Right.
All right, ready?
20 p.m.
Ready? Hey, you ready, Leo?
Is he paying attention? He's on the phone.
Hello. Ready? Yes. Go for it. Just count me down or let me know. Okay. Ready? Ready? Okay, I'll start. Once again, good evening and welcome back to Netanya, Israel, site of the 2019 Women's European Lacrosse Championship. Up next, the final game of the second full day, game number 6, the Netherlands. And their familiar orange on orange unis against Latvia, white over maroon. Ralph Bednarczyk joined by Team England assistant coach and Penn State assistant coach Mike Molster, as we are underway with Latvia coming up with the next ground ball following a failed Netherlands clear. Latvia winning yesterday a tight game 10-7. Netherlands running past Switzerland, and there's a shot on the move. That's a terrific shot as Latvia strikes first, a shot from the outside to make it 1-0. And that's a shot again from Yeva Opolska, who scored a goal yesterday, and she's one of the captains of this Latvian team, a former basketball player growing up, and that's the start Latvia would hope for.
Yeah, Latvia showing a little bit of their speed, bringing the ball right off the draw, taking it into the goal, not being afraid, pushing it upfield, and taking a nice hard shot.
Unassisted tally, the head coach Gretchen Lasda, who stopped by and gave us a visit, kept her team very loose today because this is a game that begins at 10:20 local time, as the draw control belongs again to the Netherlands. 4 different draw controllers for this deep and balanced Netherlands team, as the flag is out upon the handle by Kimberly Fjeroboom of the Netherlands. 15-minute running time. The only time the clock stops is on water breaks, an injury, any coaches called timeout, and then in the last 30 seconds of each quarter on any whistle there. And the Netherlands, after their 15-5 win yesterday, they were able to run past Switzerland in the middle pair of quarters. Head coach Adam Gray wasn't too pleased because they got a little bit away from their structure yesterday. Too much freelancing that he just kind of chalked up a bit to the girls panicking and not having the game slowed down in their minds. You've been there, I'm sure, Coach Molster, when that kind of thing happens, when teams can stretch.
Yeah, the idea is just to keep within the structure, especially in the beginning, to set the tone for the team offensively.
Off the free position, there's a shot buried. A quick hitch and finish. Dika Spitzen for the Netherlands. And she beats the goalie Liga Vilka of Latvia, and we're tied at 1.
She set that up by coming off a nice double pick, forcing the shooting space. It's a really nice setup. You can tell that's part of their structure, part of their offensive tenor. They want to move the ball, get it around, and give it their strong players and get them to drive.
Spitzen from the outside. Meanwhile, for the Netherlands, Adam Gray and his staff, they treated things with a lot of team bonding items. They went to the beach and the pool, both in the same day, as well as playing charades. They did do a team meeting and kept things very light. They try to have the team in a much more relaxed mindset ahead of tonight. As another draw control, that's the first 3. Janneke Bokkes was able to pick it up for the Dutch. But Latvia, who rode very well yesterday against Italy, and one of the strengths Coach Gretchen Lasda felt they had, bottling teams up between the midfield lines, they get the ball back, and they look for their first settled possession. Just underway in the opening quarter. 1 goal apiece for these two programs playing in Group B, as Latvia throws it out of bounds.
Yeah,
and the Netherlands back.
That unforced error, in transition like that, it can really slow things down for you. Hopefully they'll come back defensively and create a stop.
Mella van Dilkt, who graduated with a degree in sports management, as she crosses, the Netherlands will run 8 different midfielders, 4 on low attack, 4 on low D, and they split their goalies yesterday, and they'll also run through 4 different draw controllers. Their entire roster will see considerable action. And in talking to assistant coach Taylor Brown, this is a deep and experienced team. They may not have a premier player at the top that's an obvious hands-down star, but they get it done collectively, and their balanced scoring showed itself yesterday against the Swiss.
Yeah, that's a true advantage, especially in the weather that we're experiencing here in Israel. You've got to have some depth.
Bellamy Prasad, and that shot, good late trail check, came from Latvia's Esteri Urbanchika. And she stole the hearts of the Latvian team in her terrific all-around performance against Italy, as the Netherlands had the backup. And here is the finish inside. Sarah Sweerts de Landis Viborg. It's a mouthful. This is her 10th year at the program, and she is the lone player that played in the States, a 2-year player at the University of Vermont. And Sweerts de Landis Viborg coming off of a 3-goal game last night.
Nice crease roll. She pulled herself up top, did a stutter step, wiggled her shoulders, and got around that defender and fired a nice shot home.
And she is their mainstay. So, Sweerts Delantis Viborg showing off her shooting arsenal yesterday is now the draw control, the tall self-drawing specialist now for the Netherlands. And Rihanna Oostwoud Videnis, as she comes in and is able to self-draw.
I am so glad you've got these names down.
Yep.
They are mouthfuls.
Yep, they really are. And the Netherlands appreciated it. And they also run through a ton of personnel. But it was a fun challenge. Latvia, they're trying to clear. Yeva Vilka with her sister Liga as the goalie. There is no failure to advance or any kind of restriction to try to get into the restraining line. So teams have plenty of time, and Urbanchika is terrific in the middle of the field. As Asteri will drop it back, and now to run some 6-on-6 settled offense. And Latvia, such a hard-charging, dodging team. Shot low, and the stop made by the keeper. That's Amarins Brandsma, who gets the start after playing the second half yesterday. This is her first international tournament. Brandsma struggles, though, to get back, and does as Latvia had backup.
Yeah, nice hands by the goalie, getting in the way of the ball, getting her hands to the ball, deflection off. Too bad she wasn't able to gain possession.
The Netherlands, they play out of a man-to-man defense, but like most teams here, they have some zone. And I had a great chat with assistant coach Taylor Brown, who is a Denver native, played at Division III Power, Middlebury College. They want body contact, not stick contact. Well, they get the ground ball, but then throw away the second pass. And the pickup from Krista Bredinja on the midfield for Latvia. And back behind the main quarterback, Azenia Mativica, who works as a police officer outside of Riga. The clear out for Mativica.
They are definitely clearing space for those girls behind at X to be able to drive or crease roll through.
Urbanchika. And then to continue, lefty shot off cage from Bredinja. And Latvia with backup. One perhaps troubling thing, Mike Molster, I don't know if you've ever had a game like this, but out of the 10 goals that Latvia scored, only 2 were assisted.
Yeah,
yesterday against Italy.
Yeah, and again, they are teams that have, are new. They've got a lot of new players. That athleticism of their players is what they're going to, really emphasize, and that's going to force more 1v1s, more challenges.
Well, they've got some shooters like Valeria Druziaka here, who had 2 goals yesterday. And Druziaka picks up the bump outside. Coach Gretchen Lasda loves her dodging ability. And they will put her at the 8-meter. Well, let's see from what I can tell how far away this is.
It looks like she's outside the...
It looks closer to actually to the 12-meter as they put Micah Teo, the defender, behind her. So off the split dodge, Druziaka still with that dodging ability. It didn't matter. She essentially created a free position on her own.
She did. That was a nice move. She kind of froze her defender and went quickly around her. Again, that athleticism got off a nice, strong left-handed shot to the opposite side of the goalie.
Valeria, one of the 3 captains on this Latvian team, evens up the score at 2 with her 3rd of the tournament.
I'm really liking the athleticism of both teams. When I first watched their warm-ups, I thought I'm watching Netherlands run through their offensive sets, and they looked really good. But Latvia is sticking with them and staying with them athletically.
Yeah, I thought yesterday that Latvia's sheer physical strength, they're not hiding anybody on the field, literally. This is a team it's big and strong that has a basketball feel to it, as Laura Lapina, or Liapina, as she carried behind, but the takeaway by the Netherlands. They look to circle back, but the goalie was taken away, and they're able to fortunately get the ball over here to Micah Teo. And Teo with a path. Teo onto the wing, Prasad. Prasad, the lone lefty, and she picks up shooting space and a nice secondary break.
Yeah, that was excellent ball movement. Down low, popping it back up top to that trailing midfielder coming down.
Alina Askum, who's lived in the Netherlands for the last 9 years. She hits the shot, and she came up going to high school in the U.S. She sticks it, and the Netherlands back in front.
Yeah, that was a really nice 8-meter shot. Kept it up high, off stick side. I really like the movement, the ball movement they had down here. The way they're just bouncing the ball around, quick looks, not holding it too long, looking for that opening, creating the 8-meter, which gets them a quality shot.
So the finish for Alina Askum. She's coaching a club team now in the Netherlands and giving back to the community. There's only 8 club teams in the Netherlands, so it's much more of a structure where you see just played at school level. As Latvia collects the ground ball, following the draw control. And the Netherlands not giving it up so easy. Off it comes Rachel Lasda to step in, the younger sister of the head coach Gretchen Lasda. And Rachel scoring a goal yesterday against Italy. And Rachel will be backed up outside the 8-meter. She's a head coach back in the United States at the prestigious Oak Knoll School in Summit, New Jersey. And what a life experience it is for her to get a chance to play under her older sister. And we'll get a midfield run here. Feed inside to the crease, and that one intended for Elena Chabora, and that one broke it up, and the pickup belongs to Brandsma.
Nice outlet pass.
And she throw a rope there, 35 yards. Here come the Netherlands. They lead a 4-on-3, and there's a shot, and Vilka makes the save up high. She saw it well on Imka Dehan. First save for Vilka. The Netherlands by 1 at 3-2. And Latvia will look for the clear from Urbanchika, an anesthesiologist in Latvia. The amazing backgrounds of these players too. And they've put together a team hoping to make the next step. A lot of veterans among the 3 captains. Latvia also put together an 8-team tournament this year in April that was a big success.
Yeah, I'd heard about that tournament. It was really great that they're reaching out to other countries, other groups to come in and play and trying to grow the sport.
Looking to go through on the crease wall was Krista Brdinja, and Latvia was able to do that. And we need more tournaments across the world and programs other than the usuals of England, Scotland, and Wales participating. But as the sport grows, you can see the interest in Latvia very much open to hosting. Gretchen Lasda has a background in event management, so that certainly helps. Urbanchika nearly turned it over and then trying to knife through. It'll be a free position coming up for Latvia, Laura Liapina.
Yeah, she got the shooting space call, picked the ball up. The defenders had separated from her a bit.
Liapina fading away a bit on the shot, and Amaras Brandsma, easy save.
Another launch out on a nice clear.
That one went even further. Transition from Hirte Oldhouse. Oldhouse will hold things up, leave it for Sweerts de Landis Viborg. And here come the Netherlands. Fresh legs just off the bench and a stop made. Alina Askum, the shooter, and Vilka starting to see the ball.
Yes, nice save. Way to stay high on the ball. Good vision.
Clearing pass nearly overthrown. Elena Urupente was able to grab it. Latvia to transition. Should be coming up on the final minute of this opening quarter. And then we get the foul just on the pass off defensively, the hard and aggressive redefend by the Netherlands.
Yeah, we can hear their coach telling him to take it easy, to get the ball up in transition, not going for the home run passes. But that was a nice movement there and a couple passes in a row.
And there's a pass that's intercepted. Reaching out is Oldhouse. And Oldhouse, that'll take care of the opening quarter. 3-2 the Netherlands. And a physical battle with Latvia. We're coming back on YouTube for the second quarter from Netanya, Israel. You're watching the 2019 Women's European Lacrosse Championship.
Well, that doesn't turn off the input or the style. Yeah, I was looking at that. I like it. Yeah, it seems like they are controlling the ball for a bit. It's not just a race. Very much. So they just had a cooler
At the end of the first quarter, our score is 3-2 Netherlands.
Train them and they can hide it. Second quarter underway. Good start to this one. Ralph Bednarczyk alongside Team England assistant coach Mike Mulster as the ball thrown away by the Netherlands following the draw control win. After a back and forth opening quarter, this is the nightcap, game 6 on the second full day of the tournament, game number 13. Earlier, the two teams gathered and watched Israel take care of Scotland, and the best game so far of the tournament, a 2-goal win as Wales knocked off Ireland 8-6. That had a very good finish. Here's Latvia, the transition. Estere Urbanchika. Urbanchika just weaves her way through all of that traffic, nearly making a U-turn before she'll back it out, and Latvia can run some settled offense. They've gotten a goal from Druziaka and Yeva Opolska.
Yeah, they're pulling out, looking to try to isolate. We call that matching pressure. She pushes out on you defensively. You try to go to goal, hopefully to get a slide or get a nice pass off, but she's weaving through everybody.
And that is Druziaka. Again, as Gretchen Lazza says, she loves her dodging ability. It is like a video game controller.
She's re-challenge and re-challenge again.
And on the hard sweep, and this is held up by Maciewica, Druziaka, who get it here outside on the wing. The Netherlands, body contact and communication, their keys, and a large number of bodies that they can throw at you, especially in the defensive midfield. Mika Den Dekker right now is defending. Oh, their one-time U19 coach of the Netherlands, 9 in orange. A reset behind.
You can hear a lot of good communication from at field level from those players in the Netherlands. They are really helping each other, talking to each other defensively, making sure that they're ready.
And along the sideline, it's Druziaka. It's able to pick it up. So the Netherlands momentarily got the stop. Urbancica. And Druziaka as they space the field for her.
That was a good hedge slide by that secondary defender to get in the way and cause her to pull out.
Urbancica off the face dodge into the 8. And could not get the clean shot off, and the Netherlands, with one late bailout check, is able to pick up the stop on the very dangerous Latvian midfielder. They'll look for the clear as that one is roped all the way across by Micah Teo. And here off a bounce, Harriet Van Hoer. Room to push for Bockus. This is an errant pass. They play on their lights, these fields. In some spots, perhaps lighting could be an issue, but otherwise 3 large banks of lights on both sides.
Those cross-field passes, that's where you're going to have the problem. There's not the lights in the end zone areas, behind the goals, so that makes it a little bit easier for the goalies and a little bit easier for the shooters, but for those passes, side to side.
Cut to the front, and a tough catch, unable to use the left hand there, was Micah Dandecker. Did not force the shot. Face dodge from Kosha Hamik. Hamik with 2 goals yesterday. Had a strong second half. And through the right alley dodge, we get the foul. And with bodies crashing with Spitzen knocked down. And the two teams this a touchdown with both Adam Gray and the Netherlands, Gretchen Lasda. Nobody had ever played a 10-20 for a game time. Spitzen, though, she might like playing under lights. She's got 2, and the Netherlands leads 4-2.
Yeah, that initiated body contact by the defense, the offense is always going to get that call when you go in high like that. She set herself up for a nice 8-meter and really, really drilled that home.
Dika Spitzen with a pair. Both have come on free position. And the Netherlands, first multi-goal lead, first goal of the second quarter.
I'm impressed with the offensive aggressiveness of both teams. They are really, really taking it to the hole.
There are no stop signs here on this field in Netanya, Coach Mulster.
It's all green.
It's
all
like,
green.
as you'll discover, like riding through the middle of Pennsylvania. There's a lot of open road. Latvia will look for a clear from behind. Yeva Vilka, Druziaka, and Valeria Druziaka able to scoop with little resistance. And Latvia on the turn. We've spoken all throughout the last couple of days just how much talent and projectable talent there is at this age. Women in their low 20s that perform here. What if was a thought I posed to Steffi Samaras about what if some of these young women had picked up the sport even in their late teens.
Right.
What prospects they would be for people like yourself, college coaches, hot on the recruiting trail at different levels.
Yeah, the athleticism displayed, they're pulling players from basketball, from soccer, from other sports, and that athleticism is showing, even right here today.
Druziaka got it in front, and Brandsma fought it off. Not much of an angle to shoot at. Surprised Druziaka didn't shoot, but she had Yeva Opolska.
Yeah, nice step by the goalie to get in front of that ball, using her body when necessary.
And there's about 4 ex-dedicated basketball players on this Latvian team, so that's a good bulk of it. As Netherlands transitions, and they get a finish inside. That's a good feed inside. They got it outside the crease, and it looks like it's Kimberly Furaboom. Now it's a 3-goal advantage.
That was a nice slip in by the shooter. She got in behind the defense, a nice little dump pass inside, turned, quick shot, surprising the goalie.
Furaboom made the turn. She got knocked down yesterday, had to leave the game. But coaching staff gave her the thumbs up. She's okay. 4 different goal scores for the Netherlands.
It looks like the Netherlands are sticking to a good plan. They're heeding their coach's advice and direction and trying to stay within a good offensive framework.
And they get the draw. And that certainly helps. 4 different draw controllers in the rotation. And as Taylor Brown explained, all 4 have different strengths. They've got the box-out girl, the self-draw girl, the quickness off transition player, and the hands and wrists quickness player.
Yeah, that's a significant advantage because when you go up against another draw girl who is solid, you got to maybe cycle through a few players to find out who is going to be able to combat that best. And if you've got 4 to choose from, that's excellent.
And that's clearly the most from what we've seen among the other teams, or at least that have attempted it, to have a clear rotation with it. Cutting across near goal line extended, that pass is out of the reach of Van Dilkt. And holding is Sweets-Derlandis Viborg. Underhand flips the pass. And looking for the rollback there in some room for Ostwald Videnis, but she couldn't get the shot off, and the control for Vilka. Latvia getting goals from Żuziaka on an aggressive dive, and then Opolska on the first possession of the game on a rip from a tight angle. And otherwise, the 6-on-6 has not yet been effective for Latvia.
That was a good back check by the Netherlands attacker who is riding, but just that little push gets the call going in the ball in the same direction.
Midway through the second quarter, this is now Yeva Vilka, and off to Urban Chica. She had nearly a clean clear before she settles it. Well, the strength of this Latvian midfield, Coach Gretchen Lazda has felt, would be their midfield, but that can be tricky if you don't have the kind of depth that the Netherlands have or England. How do you manage a midfield that is comprised perhaps, let's say, of 4 players over this week, Mike? It is a real challenge.
It is really difficult, like I said before, about this weather and how warm and how hot it's been. It's a real difficulty.
They get a free position, though. That is where they've made a living. The bouncer beats Amarins Brandsma, Alina Chobora with the goal. One of those ex-Focus basketball players to make it 5-3.
Yeah, that was there was a little hold inside, a little bit of detaining, off ball. They gave the 8-meter to her. She was able, again, to bury the shot. I think they're getting a lot off of those 8 meters. Their shooters are on point, putting the ball away from the goalie.
Chobora, the goal, 27 years old, has played for 6 years, and the way she gives back to the sport, she is a respected referee for women's games and youth women's games. Anything they need refereed, she is usually in there. The Netherlands to transition. Kimberly Feuerboom fouled. And they'll put Feuerboom on the right wing. Sweets-Derlandis Viborg hasn't shot the ball much yet. She does have a goal after her terrific performance yesterday. And the Netherlands will open up the offense a little bit more and extend it. There's a clean trail check. Batted out beautifully, and the defense for Latvia will get them the ball back. Laura Baltmane, a mother of a 3-year-old who starts in the defense.
That was a really nice check. The girl tried to do a nice little switch dodge, brought the stick in front of her. She made contact, picked up the ball, moving in the opposite direction. That's great.
Baltmane, actually a 2-way mini, and now she rejoins the attack here for Latvia. Fascinating stories all around. Baltmane, 30 years old. She's played since 2011 and gets a chance to shoot at her husband, who is a goalie in something called floorball. So I believe that's a mix of soccer, I think.
I have never heard of it.
Yes. So that's obviously some kind of indoor sport. But I'm sure if your spouse is a goalie, that gives you an excuse to basically rifle the lacrosse ball at them, doesn't it?
Exactly.
That would be my assumption.
I'm assuming he's capable. Maybe the ball's a little smaller and a little harder, but maybe good for him.
Baltmane against some great pressure. Of course, how many times have you recruited a player, you being a specialized goalie coach, where you will occasionally see a goalie grow up because their parent, namely their father, happened to be a high school or college offensive player?
Exactly. You see that all the time, and I've even seen a number where maybe the older brother is a goalie, and you know, they're following the same footsteps, wearing the same equipment. You know, and there's a lot of help within families because goalies need that. Goalies need the training, and you don't have goalie coaches on every corner.
And Latvia is very excited about their future because they have a dynamite 16-year-old backup goalie that they are grooming for the long term, named Linda Nutere, just a high school sophomore, just graduated 10th grade, folks. And she really played well at the end of the game against Italy to close out a 10-7 win for Latvia. The game was still well in the balance, and she is, I'm sure you like this, Mike Molster, she is a 16-year-old lefty goalie that they're developing.
That's fantastic. 16 would be young on a U19 program, let alone a senior.
Yeah. But in countries like Latvia, when you find someone that fit the elements and start to apply the building blocks with cement, and she's going to be there behind this veteran, Liga Vilka. Swiertus Delandis Viborg. And she has had very little space to think about shooting. We get an off-ball foul, however, against Latvia. Yeva Vilka, the younger sister of the goalie. 5-3 Netherlands. Swiertus Delandis Viborg gets back to her left hand and tallies. Again, the most experienced player for the Netherlands, 10 years. And she's been a part of the program, a one-time Vermont Catamount that now makes her home and living in the Netherlands. She's got 2, and it's 6-3.
Another opportunity with a free position and taking advantage of that. You know, driving in, going left, going right, and swinging back around to open up a free hand to shoot.
So she takes the defender, and on her backside, picks up the goal. Draw control for Mika Dendecker as she's able to grab it, get it to the outside, and a shot is wide of Vilka. Off-angle shot from Hamink. Latvia escapes that good look. And we get a bump on the ride from the Netherlands.
Again, both teams are really pushing the ball down the middle to try to get off an early shot if they can in transition.
A little bit too quick of a start. Similar rules in terms of the restarts, although what we've seen in the United States, it's become a little bit quicker. We'll see how the FIL will maybe make that adjustment.
Yeah, the difference is in the college level and the high school level with free movement in the college level, but these, you know, quick starts are, you know, it's growing. It's everybody. It's like year after year after year. We're adjusting, and these girls are, you know, being introduced to this probably for, you know, first, second, third time maybe tournaments they've played in.
6-3 is our score. The Netherlands looking to improve to 2-0 before they have a day off tomorrow, right in the middle of group play here in Israel. We'll be back for the third quarter of action in about 15 minutes. And the lead to the Netherlands on YouTube. The Netherlands over Latvia when we come back.
More goalies not contact. Unfortunately, she is right. Adam says that one of the problems is that really similar. Even the personality, everything's very similar. We have two goalies who are both good, and we play occasionally you see the ones righty, ones are lefty. So yeah.
So it has that differentiation. They're both quality and nothing. But even at 6'3", you're saying she has to be very close to the city.
Yeah.
You're not putting her in.
And just goes fast. Yeah. So I think that there's one of them you see if someone does show them something they want. Yeah, she was fine yesterday. I mean, maybe I think that Brad's mom, I like what she was doing, because she has some different accuracy.
But she's good. I mean, well, that's a risk, but it wasn't because she had to do it.
Oh, good. Oh, I hope she's coming in. And being cool. There are some other teams, yeah. No, I said she absolutely loves it. All the time.
Trying to create those gaps so they can just go 1v1 with 2 or 3 finding even in the Netherlands and spiking through the bottom. Definitely see the second step.
And they're so the word balance is competitive, right?
But
That's ridiculous. There should
you
be
know,
draw control.
I know.
They can
I
just give
know.
out awards. It doesn't cost you anything.
it does not cost.
It's all free.
Instead of 12, make it 15.
It's all free. It's almost like real estate in Pennsylvania. It's barely cost anything. That's nothing. We start the third quarter and the final half of a very long day from Netanya, Israel, as we play under the lights. Ralph Minarchik alongside former Towson assistant coach and new Penn State assistant Mike Molster, longtime coach in the Mid-Atlantic area, joining me as the analyst. The Netherlands with a 6-3 lead over Latvia in a game that's featured a lot of very hard dodging and free position shots. Latvia in the white on navy, they sub in their 16-year-old goalie in Linda Nutere, who just finished up her sophomore year in high school. She lives in Rochester but spends a lot of time in summers in Latvia. She comes in, a 16-year-old lefty goalie that now the Netherlands will look to contend with and try to figure out.
Yeah, a 16-year-old goalie, we were saying earlier, she might not even be on a U19 team in some countries. For her to be here is kudos to her and her ability, and she is growing up as we speak.
And this experience can be so invaluable. Cut to the outside, and that one somehow Karen back. That's a good cut, cross-cage pass made by the Netherlands, and Imke de Haan. They nicknamed her the Rooster, wondering how that didn't go in. And then the shooting space call on the approach. Kimberly Fureboom.
A good give and go. The defenders moved over to where the pass went, and the girl with the ball saw it, recognized it, gave it to the cutter.
Fureboom tries to cut it across and does. She got Nutere to commit, and it's 7-3 Dutch.
Right-handed shot, bringing it across her body, dumping it backside. She dumped it stick side, which, we have a left-handed goalie in here, and sometimes you have to reiterate that to your shooters. They go from a right-handed goalie to a left-handed goalie. Reminders.
Fureboom, though, she identified it and buries her second. And Latvia, can they string together some possessions? This battle near the restraining line of Latvia on the offensive end. And finally controlled by the Netherlands as they're trapped in the corner. And the foul as Harriet van der Hoor, their fourth defender, her nickname is Flip.
Flip with a little push in the back, kind of helping her get out of bounds. Referee sees it.
A little bit of a nudge. Here's Hamink. Over the top it goes for Den Denker. And the Netherlands trying to create some more separation to move to 2-0. And they get the day off tomorrow after this very long night. You figure by the time they're in their beds, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. And then they'll have Italy coming up on Friday. Another day off. They'll take on Norway, who was impressive earlier today. Norway, particularly for a developing nation, how well they clear the ball and the kind of solid depth that they have, almost like a Netherlands light. This is a lefty shot wide by Switch to Landis Viborg.
They're running a 2-2-2 with two people in the middle, and they're really isolating those two people on the outside, trying to look for those opportunities with cutters in. It's really impressive how they're sticking with their game plan.
Yeah, as Adam Gray used the word discipline and structure in the offense. No freelancing.
Yeah, they're definitely sticking to the structure, and it's paying dividends for them. They're getting the opportunities, and they're getting the free positions because of the shifting and movement that's demanded by the defense.
The lone lefty on the offense, Bellamy Persad. She'll be on the right wing. She has options to feed off this free position. She does, and what a quick stick. Oh, that's textbook. Yannicka Bokus. You can clip that out in one motion. No chance for the goalie, 8-3.
Yeah, obvious look. We all saw it from here. That she was open on the inside. A nice quick feed, a nice quick stick to kind of stun the goalie and get it in.
8-3. So Yannicka Bokus, and one of those 8 midfielders. And the way it's structured at the Netherlands, it's not one line of 3. It's actually each line has 4 midfielders, and those 3 rotate in for each other. So they learn the different spots, or they're not necessarily pigeonholed to one certain area when they do play midfield. As this ball is dropped in, Luis Koopmans, as Koopmans handles.
Yeah, the depth of the Netherland midfield is going to be a benefit, not only in any one game, but all through this entire tournament. You know, you'll see as we get to the fourth quarter, there should be a little bit more legs on those girls.
This overpass gobbled up by Nina Morsinkoff. Her brother is on the Netherlands national team. That's how she picked up the sport. Speaking of deep midfields, your Team England program has an incredibly deep one, and that's a shot. Hold on to the thought. That's a turnaround shot on the solo dodge, and Dika Spitzen is having a night, her third.
I think that truly surprised the goalie. She was well up into the 8. She was really far out. She was moving laterally and going to low angle, but she put it in the corner. It was a nice, accurate shot. Even stick side, I think that she was stunned by it.
Unassisted finish for Spitzen. And the deep midfield that you have with England in terms of the weather, how about that luxury and maybe the little areas you see it benefiting when you can roll out 6 midfielders consistently, maybe even a 7th if you pushed it?
Yeah, without too much drop-off. It's really important. We try to keep those midfielders together so they get used to playing with each other. We will rotate them around, but it is such a benefit not only in just their legs, but also in the movement, quick moving the ball. As a player gets tired, their brain starts to get tired first, and that decision making drops off a bit. And it's such a benefit to be able to rotate so many bodies through.
Yep, in the developing countries, of course, that's the next segment. You can get a solid starting 10 and maybe a couple off the bench. But Latvia, they really run their midfield. Valeria Druzjaka and Esteri Urbanchika. How will they hold up as the tournament will get into multiple games played in several consecutive days as we get an offsides against Latvia? And this is a mental error.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm not seeing the drop-off in the athleticism in the depth of the midfield. It is a little bit in the stick skills. You have those primary players in some of those developing, nations with, with lacrosse. But again, athletically, you're not seeing the drop-off.
9-3 Netherlands. And the ball fired ahead and a chance for the Netherlands to run. Free clear for Sweerts de Landis-Viborg.
Good defense.
Transition D is there for Latvia. Netherlands will have to settle for a 6-on-6 as they've got a good grasp on this game. This was a 5-3 score late in the second quarter, but a goal by Sweerts de Landis-Viborg made it 6-3 just in the final seconds of the half. And they've put together totaling a 4-goal run. Flag is out, shot off the left pipe. So they'll allow the advantage. Mella van Dilkt got a good look.
A nice little stutter step, froze the defender. She got around. Just that pipe can be the best player on the team sometimes.
And Linda Nutere in there playing the second half. 16-year-old goalie, learning so much from Rochester, New York, but a dedicated goalie since 5th grade. Picked up lacrosse in 3rd grade. Alpine skiing and volleyball are among her other sports.
Yeah, I'm really impressed. Saw her warm up at halftime. She can move, and she's going to grow with this. This is a great experience for her.
And playing especially with all the older players around her and by herself. I don't know if she has family here, but just all the time that the team spends together and how valuable that will be. This is not like going away to summer camp somewhere with your club team. This is a bit different.
This is true bonding.
Yeah.
True bonding by people in their 20s and they've got a 16-year-old.
Yep. And then the way Gretchen Lasda has structured things, and she really is a terrific believer in team bonding. She has the team put together essentially journals. I don't know if they're written or in some sort of a diary, but I'm sure those kinds of experiences might be particularly new to Linda Nutere, especially a written diary. She may want to ask her mom about that kind of thing.
Yeah, it is important when you're talking about teams that are maybe in college and high school, they spend so much time together, they go to the same school. But these teams, these girls aren't all together all the time. So those bonding moments help build the comfort with the team, the trust with the team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get the sense that when Linda Duterte goes back home to Rochester, she may go back as a completely different person after this experience and the impact it may make on her life moving forward. Morsenkopf from the defense of the Netherlands has the clear and heads back as she does her job. The Netherlands has put together several stops. They've just not given up anything in the high percentage despite making a goalie change, but Frida Berenson, who started yesterday, plays the second half here today, has not had to face a shot. Down the lefty dodge. This one, the shot is stuck by Melle van Dilkt. She just had one ring off the pipe earlier, and their lone lefty midfielder is able to use that to her advantage. 10-3.
It was the same type of setup. Brought the ball back up top. Those adjacents were spread out, gave her the room that she needed to make the move on her defender, drive past. It was almost the same exact shot, but she avoided the pipe this time.
Van Dilkt on a tally, and for the Netherlands, that is now 7 different goal scorers tonight. Draw control Latvia. Rachel Lazda stepping up onto the circle. As Rachel Lazda will hold and probe. Druzjaka getting herself back involved with her great dodging. Simply has a knack with all kinds of pressure, and Valeria Druzjaka has 2.
No surprise when they need a goal, they're going to her. She's their main driver up top. You could tell as soon as she got in her stick, she dipped her head and it went right to the goal.
And Druzjaka holding that stick up high. 10-4, still plenty of time left for Latvia to put together a late push. They do have the day off tomorrow, as does the Netherlands. Latvia will take on Norway on Friday, and then Switzerland to close out group play on Saturday. And we'll get a foul against Latvia.
Netherlands is doing a lot better job on the draw, more consistent winning on their part. They're definitely winning the possession battle here in the second half.
Spitzen has scored twice in the third quarter. On the rollback, but well defended on Spitzen there. Instead, she dumps it inside, and the foul. Good look to see Alina Askum on the crease.
Yeah, nice cut from behind, came right up into the middle of the 8. A good entry pass into. She turns, but the defender crashed on her. It's a little bit too physical,
Then the free position, getting the good jump from the left wing, and the Netherlands get another, the second of the night for Alina Askum.
Yeah, winning that possession battle, they're getting a lot more opportunities. They're being consistent in their offenses, and it's starting to create this separation that we're seeing.
Second for Askum, both have come on free position. And the Netherlands continues to find gaps. They pumped in 15 goals last night, now playing in the late game. They've put in 11 here still in the third quarter.
They're not going to get to bed till well past midnight tonight, but with the win, I'm sure they'll be happy with that.
And then the day off tomorrow, and perhaps Adam Gray will let them sleep in. They'll redo the draw circle after a big win. Do you let your girls sleep in when you were at Towson under Coach Sonia LaMonica? How did you guys manage maybe certain situations? Do you believe in teams maybe earning a little more relaxation.
We didn't really experience it much except maybe during our tournaments, because usually after a game, the next day was to themselves. You had to have that off day that the
mandatory
NCAA,
anyway.
that they force on you. But again, you know, they're so tired. They're so, you know, and you really worry about the productivity of a practice the next day and whether or not. In these trips like this, there are really no practices because you've got games after games after games, but letting them sleep in allows them to recharge, you know, rejuvenate and be ready for that next game, which could be later that next evening.
Druziaka, early shooting space call, even with the defenders in the back pedal. And Druziaka, she'll do that to you, putting you on your heels. But it came so early, she's outside the 12. Frida Berenson hasn't seen much in terms of activity since she came in, as the Netherlands feels they have two very even goalies. Druziaka dumps it down low, quick redirection. And did they count that as a shot?
I think they counted that.
And they did not. They counted it as a pass. So the Netherlands will have it. The ball was dumped inside to the crease and then redirected back behind cage.
Look at that launch.
And that one will be handled by a bounce, but then thrown back and intercepted. Rachel Lasda to close out the third quarter.
Yeah, nice interception. Way to keep up with that girl streaking down the field. They knew there wasn't very much time left, and they really went for broke.
Rachel Lasda, also CrossFit trainer, EMT, former Villanova defender, and the leader of the Latvian defense. She makes the final play, 11-4 Netherlands. As we go to the fourth, we'll be right back to Netanya. All right, fourth quarter here, last one. Last one.
Okay.
You got a quarterback from everywhere.
You got
That's what it is.
Yeah.
This is not Phil Collier
Dude,
allowing the wonderful Larry Owen to be in charge.
I'm like in when the U.S. plays for common goal or something. Rochester.
Yeah,
When
Rochester.
she goes to Latvia,
Coach Duffy,
she probably remembers.
PSA.
She probably remembers.
Having goals.
I coached
Latvia. They want to hang out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
My dad's he goes all the way.
Yeah.
Rochester engineering family.
Oh, really? We have engineering. Our hockey players get 4.0s and then.
I'm just saying.
Have a good night.
Yeah, see you. Yeah. Here comes the fourth quarter, 11-4, and the Netherlands controls the opening draw, and they have generally been in control and under such composure tonight. Ralph Bjornchik with Penn State assistant coach and Team England assistant coach under Phil Collier's staff, Mike Molster. Big showdown tomorrow that England has against Israel. Good feed inside, what a look. That's Prasad, and that pass was on the money.
Yeah, she should be excited about that. That was a nice hard cut. Got past her defender, open, good feed right to her stick. Took it, cradled it, put it in. That's a nice, quick offensive set, a quick strike, which again, Netherlands has been setting the tone on the offensive end throughout the entire night.
Rianne Oostwoud-Vidnes with the finish, and Bellamy Prasad on that nice assist, 12-4. And the Netherlands, we just spoke to an unnamed coach that walked by for the night, impressed with the Netherlands, scouting them for the first time. And again, that theme continues to come up and rise to the surface about their balance and depth.
Well,
and the Netherlands push ahead.
And put that together with the discipline they're showing here tonight. If the coach can keep them on that type of track, their efficiency is going to go up, and that's really important when you don't have all those stick handlers and you're holding on the ball and you're looking for the quality shots, the quality offensive possessions, which they're doing tonight.
Prasad, and they were able to generate this without a true quarterback on the offense. And sometimes there are coaches that, I'm sure in your coaching experience, Coach Molster, where you'd love to have someone that is in charge of an offense or a defense. But for the Netherlands, it is so organic in terms of team structure, it seems to work for them.
Yeah, they're involving a lot of different players, both on the perimeter and on the inside. And it's been a benefit to them.
Nice turn, and the shot by Louisa Koopmans is wide. The starting goalie back in there in Liga Vilka in place of the backup in Linda Nutere. They came in to play the third quarter, so Gretchen Lasda hoping she can still buy some time and goes back to her veteran. This one skipped back up top. Fourth quarter, 2 minutes old, and the Netherlands has already gotten one.
I'm very impressed with Coach Gray's, setup here and how in this game they are really pushing their systems and making the most of every opportunity they're getting.
Sweertus de Landis Viborg, and she got the shot off maybe a tad late, and Liga Vilka will come up with it, look for the outlets. Every possession now crucial for the Netherlands. And Liga Vilka, 30 years old, going back to playing for the Latvian World Cup team in 2013. Studied art in college and very much an extreme sport player, snowboarding and bobsled. Goalies, they can be a different breed. I guess you probably like hearing a goalie have that kind of personality.
Yes, definitely. It's 8 parts athleticism, 1 part craziness, and a lot of definitely self-confidence in what they're doing.
And then fearlessness here, Valeria Druziaka. As determined of a Dodger that we are watching here this week in Israel, Druziaka gets her third. It's 12-5.
Yeah, she definitely takes over the offensive end for her team when she gets the ball, and their teammates respect that. They see it. They open up spacing for her, allowing her to do what she does best.
Druziaka, also a natural lefty, was able to get to that strong hand. Well, Latvia has flirted with changing the momentum of this game, but each time the Netherlands has had a calm answer. Love the description that Gretchen Lasda put together about her players. Valeria, doesn't this quite fit the way she plays? Her life motto is go hard or go harder.
I like that.
I would say her dodging abilities match that. Push forward by the Netherlands. And Mika Dendecker. They led this game 3-2 at the end of one, 6-3 at the half. They got the late goal before the half that seemed to be significant. And then the big third quarter. Off the hesitation and the hitch to get to the right, and a shot save made by Liga Vilka. And
Nice.
Dika Spitzen looking for her fourth there.
Yeah, that was a nice save, because she got right in front of the crease area and was a point-blank shot.
Bellamy Prasad keeps this possession for the Netherlands. Pass as they look to feed the crease. It was just a little bit low. And Latvia gets a stop. And they'll come with the approach from Yeva Vilka. She's 29 years old. Vilka translates as wolf. Saturday night is a big night in the Vilka household. The two sisters are co-owners of a Latvian bar just outside of Riga. There's going to be a Saturday night watch party there. The best part about it, it's called Five Wolves, or Biche Vilka is the official name, but it translates to Five Wolves. I think it must have to do with the family. Maybe there's 5 in the family, but the two sisters own it. And that has been their pride and joy. So there'll be a watch party for them to get especially some feedback on.
I'm pretty sure they're popular in the lacrosse circuit in their area, being owners of their own bar.
It could be the very first lacrosse bar in Latvia. It better be, right?
That better be. That can rival some of the the Norwegian taverns and the the ones from back home.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if they have a jersey put up there in the bar. They would have to at some point, but when Yeva had a chance to meet her yesterday going over pronunciations, they were so excited about it, and she joked, well, I asked, are drinks half price for the watch party? And she said, oh, actually, they could be double.
They're going to get a draw that night, I guess.
So that could pay for virtually the entire trip right here to Israel all in one night.
Yeah, we all know that there's not a lacrosse at this level doesn't pay.
Mm-hmm.
All these people are here, and that's why I'm very impressed with their backgrounds and what they do and the jobs they have. But because they need to sometimes, in most cases, help fund themselves to be on these trips.
Yep, and the sacrifice it takes, a human sense, a financial sense. Once you factor that in and start thinking of numbers and time, that makes you appreciate what is taking place here for the bigger picture, for someday down the road to be very success that someone else that may not even be born yet will have a chance to win.
Exactly.
As Frida Berenson is out of cage.
The dedication that a lot of these girls have, it shows a real love for the sport, a love for the community that they're in, the lacrosse community and their teammates. I see it's prevalent with the England team, of course, and I'm sure all these the same way.
Shooting space, the trailer there, and Kimberly Fureboom was about to walk into the crease, and the shooting space had to be called. Fureboom, who's also got a pair. And Fureboom tried to finish high, and Vilka met her stick. But then perhaps too quick of an outlet as it bounces ahead, and here's the pickup. Transition. Maciewica as she took the shot, and this one rolls right into Berenson. The Netherlands able to defend it and get the stop.
They're trying to take advantage of that, pushing the ball upfield. A little bit too quick, got to control it, got to have the possession. The turnover, brings the ball back. We've been going back and forth a couple times here over the last 2 or 3 minutes.
We're well past now the midway point of the fourth quarter. Netherlands in control, 12-5. Swiertas Delandis Viborg, and she gets stopped. Well, Latvia's had a very good game plan on her today. And then the dangerous pass. Vilka, maybe it wasn't realized that she was already out of cage, but Latvia escapes that. Urbanchika. Turn inside for Latvia, and another turnover. So the Netherlands, well, they have played stout defenses. Yeva Opolska just didn't get herself in a good spot.
No, that was a really low-angle shot she took. Probably not the most advisable, but at this point in the game, they've got to take what they can get at this point to try to get some points on the board.
Harriet Van Hoor is bottled up, and the Latvian foul. Just to confirm my earlier information, yes, indeed, the pub that is called Five Worlds Pieci Wilki, is named after having 5 members of the family. So, well done by the Wilki family. A hold called inside.
Have to add the 5 wolves on our travel plans.
Yeah, that definitely. If that receipt pops up on your recruiting budget, that'll be quite fascinating.
A little explaining to do, maybe, but yes.
Yeah. Pass gets away from Prasad. 12-5's the score. Alongside Mike Molster, assistant coach of England, here coaching the tournament, and a new assistant coach at Penn State in the United States. I'm Ralph Bednarczyk. Glad to be bringing you all the games of the European Women's Lacrosse Championship. Good feed inside, and then getting the shot off through pressure was Dika Spitzen.
Nice cut. Again, very staying disciplined.
A yellow card was assessed to Spitzen. I didn't catch it, but
I think it might have been a dangerous follow-through,
yep.
A dangerous propel because of the entry pass in, but it looked like the signal they gave was for the follow-through.
Mm-hmm. So the yellow assessed to Spitzen, and maybe that finishes off her day. 3 goals for her. First player up for Latvia, and Valeria Druziaka. Liapina, as she forced her way into the 8, and she'll get herself a free position.
Caught the Netherlands defender a little off guard. She was backpedaling, took advantage of it again, going with speed, going in transition.
Berenson ready in the free position. Liapina. And Liapina looked for the bouncer. And that time, Berenson sort of came out to challenge with a hard step to the top of her crown. Urbanchika, she's been quiet today. Estere yesterday, 3 goals to pace Latvia against Italy. Druziaka, she's remained aggressive. She tried to throw the pass inside, though. And we get the foul as Rachel Lasda getting a run on the offensive end. And a push for the Netherlands. Bokus. And Bokus. And we'll take it wide as did not like the angle she had in that initial look at the 2-on-1. But the Netherlands, they may not mind it. They get to chew up some more clock. As this fourth quarter should be getting towards the final minute.
I think her coach is looking for them to kind of settle it a little bit. Let's not force it again. We're getting late in the game. Let's run some of our offense.
And now the Netherlands will spread the field in a wide circle. Should be a satisfying victory for the Netherlands. But what do you make of the Netherlands' potential in this tournament?
Again, I love their athleticism, and again, and their discipline is really impressive. Can they crack the top 6? I think they have the ability to do it. But again, they've got to take advantage of the opportunities given to them. They're definitely in this game and the games they've had before, and they're going to be the crown of this group that they're in. Going forward, can they in the next years, the next 4-year stanza, can they elevate themselves into the next tier? That's going to be important.
Yep, and as we said that there isn't a lot in terms of university lacrosse as of yet in the Netherlands. There's only about 8 main club teams that play, so they hope to rise that number, but the group they have here appears to be a solid one. Prasad shoots, and Vilka able to see it. Then she throws it over the top, hoping to spring some transition. And Eugenia Matijevica will get there.
That was planned. They brought their attackers up toward the midfield, and the goalie made the save and just tossed it alone.
Yep, she knew it was in the final minutes. That's it. The Netherlands, a satisfying win, 12-5. They pulled away from Latvia after a 3-2 opening quarter, 6-3 at the half. Strong second half, and the Netherlands' depth showed itself. Latvia falls to 1-1. The Netherlands 2-0. They get the day off tomorrow ahead of matches against Italy and Norway coming up on Friday and Sunday, respectively. Mike, it's been a pleasure.
Ralph, thanks very much. This is a real treat to be able to do this and be able to see these teams. Love watching this game. Love watching this game.
I will let Coach Collier know that you are always welcome back, just in case he has any assignments for you with Team England the rest of the week.
There might be another couple of days, a day off here and everything else. Love to come back and do it.
Fantastic. Mike Bolster, assistant coach of Team England and assistant at Penn State, back in the U.S. For all of us here, I'm Ralph Bednarczyk saying good night. The Netherlands, 12-5, and our finale will join you once again coming up tomorrow for action on Thursday. Well, we will see Italy take on Switzerland at 10:40 a.m. We'll speak to you then from Netanya from the Women's Lacrosse European Championship.
Oh my God, it's over. It's been a long day.
Yeah.